Hey guys, before we start the video, I just want to remind you guys in celebration of Dwarves and Dinosaurs, you can enter promo code RedMaster and obtain the Warlock Academy Castle and 5 card packs. So if you haven't already entered a promo code, be sure to enter this code because, well, you'll get a good deal out of it for sure. So, that being said, on to the video. Hey guys, what is up? RedMaster here, and welcome back to the Dwarves and Dinosaurs beta. Today we will be going over the Crusader cards from the new set. Now, if you guys don't already know what's going on, check back on my Vikings card review. We looked over all the cards coming into Dwarves and Dinosaurs in the expansion, as well as the Pirates. Go and check that out. That will be up as well. But the Viking one does have the explanation of what is going on. Basically, by the title, we're going to be reviewing the cards of the Crusader faction coming out in the new set. Disclaimer, I will not be going over any current cards that I know for a fact have been changed. Those will be saved for patch notes, which I believe will, again, come out to you guys when the update goes live. And I will not be going over some dwarf cards that I've already gone over in my dwarves card review. So no paladin, no archives, no things like that. I will be touching the new stuff that we have not talked about so far. So that being said, let's jump right into the first card. So the first card we have to go over is a nifty little card called Reinforce. Now Reinforce is a 2 gold Crusader card. It is a common and has the ability of giving a unit with 1 movement or less +3/+3. Now when I thought of this, I was thinking cards along the lines of Colossus, Pirate Ship, cards like that you don't see often played can get a huge, well, scratch that. Colossus has played a lot in monsters, but regardless, cards that are considered weaker at an early stage when they're summoned can be, again, reinforced, hence the card name, with this great buff to a card. 3/3 is not something to laugh about, especially with what we are getting in the update in terms of the castle health. So I would think that any card with Reinforced can become a viable threat, and with cards like Colossus, you know that that's going to be an instant add-on onto Colossus when he gets thrown out. Maybe, if not the same turn, the next turn. But yeah, I can't wait to see how this card's being used. I know some people are going to come up with some crazy combos for Reinforce. I know we have experimented with the card a little and have found some interesting results, to say the least. But yeah, nice little card. The 1 movement is your limitation to that. Not a lot of cards can fit that 1 movement description, but the buff is certainly very, very big. Well, not very big, but very big in terms of, the new health. So, with that being said, we'll jump into the next card. And that next card being Forbidden City. Now, Forbidden City is a rare 3 gold spell that has a huge amount of drawing power. As you can see, drawing 3 cards, but then discarding a card at random. So, discarding, something that we haven't seen in a while for cards in castles. It was removed, I believe, before Monster Island came out, and now, well, it's back. So now discarding mechanics are real. You guys don't know all of the cards that have that discard mechanic. Those will probably be revealed later on. But yeah, drawing 3 cards for 3 gold is incredible. More than any other drawing card out there right now. Unless you get a buffed archive, and then you could draw more cards. But Forbidden City gives you all 3 at once at the price of a random card. Now, that card can be something you need, so Forbidden City does have a giant risk factor associated with it. Getting rid of what you either just draw, something you were saving in your hand. So playing this is a bit of a risk, but again, great reward as you're getting 3 cards immediately into your hand to use that same turn. So, I mean, great card. I love it. The risk factor I don't mind so much. Sometimes I've lost cards that I've needed from it, but that's alright. The 3 cards are still a nice buff to your hand if you are missing cards. So yeah, I definitely think this card is going to be an addition to most decks as, a bit of an extra source or even their main source of drawing power. So Yeah, with that being said, we'll move right into the next card. The next card we have is Exorcism. Now, Exorcism is a interesting card. It deals 6 damage to an undead or demon unit. Now, demon units have already kind of appeared in the game. If you don't know, I mean, I'm not going to pull up the list. I think some of them were. But demons include Kargaram, I think Imp, and even Demon Hunter, I believe, is possibly a demon. Maybe. I don't think so. You know what? Let me look that up. Hunt, and then switch over the ninjas. Nah, no. So she's fine. But definitely a interesting card. It's dealing a lot of damage for its price, sort of like the Fist of Donic. However, it's only capable of hitting an undead or demon unit. So I guess things like Grendel, if you want to get rid of a Grendel more easily. Rakanoth I can think of, that has a giant stack of health. I guess it's an instant. Well, it's a shot on Kargaram. That can get rid of. You can get rid of that easily. So there's a good amount of things. I wouldn't recommend using it on the Imp because I know the Imp is probably gonna have the demon tag. It probably does have the demon tag, but I don't think it's worth it on the Imp just because it's so weak. That's an overkill on the unit. But yeah, interesting to see that huge amount of damage being dealt to a certain specific target, especially demons. So interesting card. I don't, probably people might pack it in for the wanting to predict the Kargaram maybe out of a deck, but other than that, yeah. So not that much else to say. So I guess we can jump right into Hands of the Saint. Now, Hands of the Saint is a nifty little buff. For 4 gold at a common rarity, you can give a combat unit +2/+4. So a little more expensive than Blessing of the Trance, but you're getting a bit more power out of it. +2/+4, that health buff is definitely something like a Dragon Crest Shield type buff, and the attack is just that much more onto it. So I can definitely see if you're running some sort of power-up deck, then you're going to include this in there. Like cards, decks that utilize Dragon Crest Shield can also take advantage of Hands of the Saint, probably. Maybe even swap them out. I know people don't like the healing aspect of Dragon Crest Shield, but the extra attack you get with this card is definitely good as well. I wouldn't count that out just yet. So I mean, again, common spell, not that much really to say. It's it's a good amount. It's good stats for a good price. So I'm not complaining. And oh yeah, I mean, that's kind of all I got. So with that being said, let's go into the next card. Reclaim. Now, Reclaim has the same ability as Avalanche. If you guys don't know what Avalanche is, quickly as a little recap, a 2 gold Viking spell that destroys a building. However, in this one, you have a similar ability. You're destroying a building, but then you're also drawing a card. So, the extra 2 gold is there, I think, to handle the drawing part of the card. But again, destroying a building is something that we have already seen in a different card, but you're getting, it's more expensive in this one. So if you're running a Viking Crusader deck, I think if you're choosing between any of these 2 cards, Reclaim and Avalanche, I would take Avalanche in the situation. Not to say that Reclaim is a bad card, or, if you're not running those that Viking color, then maybe you want to look into it. But again, the draw is just not worth it to destroy a building for that gold cost, to be honest, and just not something that I would throw into a deck slot, but not to say that there aren't other decks that could probably use that advantage or want to take advantage of that destroying building concept, if you will. And the card's just an extra little bonus to throw on there. So, not too big, and not much of a fan of this card, but you gotta take them as they come. For cards. So yeah, with that being said, we'll jump right into Quest for the Holy Grail. Now, Quest for the Holy Grail, of course, if you haven't seen in my last gameplay video already, is an extremely useful and powerful card, hence its legendary rating and its 7 gold cost. As you can see by the ability, it summons a Dwarf Paladin and 2 Questing Knights, so again, that their total combined value alone for the units itself is 7 gold. So you are getting the same value. You are not like, you know, getting ripped off, or you're not saving any gold. It's still going to be 7 gold whether you play this card alone or the multiple, I guess, guys back to back to back. But again, very useful to have this card in a deck. It's basically 3 bodies in 1 card. Playing it definitely gives you some more protection, and maybe even help you get rid of something big without wasting too many smaller guys. And the Dwarf Paladin, again, that combo of a heal that you guys already know about, definitely plays into the fact that this card is just that much better. It could give up to it gives the potential of up to 6 Dwarf Paladins in 1 deck. So I say that's a pretty good deal. So yeah, with that being said, we'll move on to our final Crusader card of the day, which is Arbiters Return. Arbiters Return is another Crusader card that you guys already seen before. And you guys can kind of already understand why it's a legendary rating. For 8 gold, you can summon a judge for, you know, dramatic entrance. It heals 8 for the castle, so that's nearly its full health restored. And then so you can summon the judge for 1 turn. So the judge also pops his initiative ability, which is of course damaging a random target for 3 damage. So that could either be a target, not a target, a castle, another unit. So definitely a strong Crusader card, and one that you're probably going to see thrown often into Crusader decks just because of its power, not only in heals, but again in summons, because that judge can be used to, you know, deal some serious damage, at least 6 to 1 target alone. A very powerful card that I think, again, is going to be thrown into a lot of decks. I'm hoping to throw this card into a lot of decks that I maybe build in the future for Crusaders, just because of its massive heal potential and its massive, you know, ability for some serious face damage if your opponent is not careful. So, I mean, definitely a strong card. So, with that being said, that's going to end it for the Crusader cards. I didn't do Dwarven Archives and Dwarf Paladin just because, again, I've already reviewed those. And I didn't touch any of the existing cards that I know for a fact have been changed. I didn't touch any existing cards that are in live at all. We'll save that for when the release goes live. So with that being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, please make sure to give it a like, share with your friends, and comment down below what you think of these Crusader cards hopping into the game on July 27th. Use promo code RedMaster if you haven't already to receive 5 free card packs in celebration of this expansion. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. That's all you need to do to show your support for the channel. So, with that being said, guys, I will see you in the next card review. And until then, stay gaming.